The alien ships came without warning. They hovered in Earth's sky like silver clouds, quiet and still. People ran outside to look. They expected fear, panic, or even destruction, but none of that came. Instead, a soft voice echoed across every device, in every language. "We come in peace." News channels around the world switched to live coverage. From New York to Tokyo, from the deserts to the seas, people watched in silence. The ships didn't fire. They didn't threaten. They just floated calmly, glowing in the sunlight. Then a beam of light came down from the largest ship, and 5 alien figures stepped onto Earth. They were tall, with smooth skin and glowing eyes. But most of all, they smiled. That smile made people feel safe. It felt warm, even kind. Earth's leaders were quick to respond. The President of the United Nations welcomed the aliens. A meeting was set. The world cheered. At last, real contact with intelligent life, and it came with peace. Captain Lynn watched the broadcast from her small base in Alaska. She had seen many faces during her years in the Earth Defense Force. She had seen soldiers smile before battle, spies smile before lies, and leaders smile before betrayal. And something about the aliens' smiles made her stomach twist. Too perfect, too calm, too rehearsed. The first meetings went well. The aliens, who called themselves the Artheans, offered technology, knowledge, and promises of friendship. They spoke with soft voices and bowed often. They said they had found thousands of planets and helped each one grow. They claimed Earth had great potential. Earth's leaders were delighted. Treaties were signed within a week. The Artheans were given access to global communication systems, satellites, and even parts of the energy grid. But strange things began to happen. The first report came from a data center in Norway. A senior engineer noticed that certain files were being accessed remotely, files that had nothing to do with the treaties. They were military files, deep-coded and hidden. Then she disappeared. Her friend said she was sent on vacation, but no one heard from her again. In South Africa, a major power station went offline for 10 minutes. When it came back, no one knew why it had failed. The logs were wiped clean. In China, an entire AI research lab lost power and its prototype vanished. The officials called it an accident, but the scientists said they heard a strange humming noise just before everything went dark. Captain Lynn wasn't surprised. She had warned her superiors, but they told her to stand down. They said Earth needed this alliance. "We cannot risk war with a race so advanced," one general had said. "We must show trust." Lynn didn't trust smiles. She contacted an old friend, Juno, a data analyst who owed her a favor. Juno agreed to dig deeper into the alien signals being broadcast from their ships. Within hours, he called back, his voice shaking. "Lynn, it's not just messages. They're sending coded instructions through Earth's satellite systems, hidden commands. I don't know what they do, but it's not good." Before Lynn could reply, the signal was cut. Her screen went black. The next day, Juno's apartment was found empty. His files were wiped. The neighbors said he moved suddenly. Lynn knew better. The Artheans were watching. Around the world, people started acting differently. Some became strangely passive. Leaders who once questioned the Artheans now supported them fully. News reporters who raised doubts were fired. Only positive stories were allowed. Protests vanished. It was like a shadow had fallen over free thought. Lynn gathered her old team, soldiers, hackers, scientists, people she trusted. They went off-grid, using old gear that didn't connect to the global network. They began to collect evidence, moving from one hidden location to the next. It wasn't safe, but Lynn had to know the truth. She found it in an old space station archive, buried deep in forgotten files. The Artheans had visited other planets before, dozens. On each one, they arrived with smiles, offered peace, and gained trust. And every time, within months, the planet fell under their control. The people didn't even know they were conquered. Their leaders became puppets. Their defenses were turned inward. By the time they realized what had happened, it was too late. Now Earth was next. Captain Lin stood in the cold Alaskan night, watching the alien ship in the sky. The world below was asleep, lulled by kind words and gentle lies. But she wasn't. She knew peace had a price, and this time humanity had to wake up before the smile became a chain. She turned to her team. "We're on our own. No more waiting, no more hoping. We find proof. We show the world. Or Earth becomes another silent planet ruled by pretty words." The mission had begun. The truth had to be found, because Earth saw the lie behind the smile. And Captain Lin wasn't smiling back. The night was quiet, too quiet. In a small, dark room deep inside Earth's biggest communication center, Juno sat staring at his screen. The glow of numbers and symbols flashed across his face. He was no stranger to secrets, but what he just found wasn't normal. Juno had been listening to the signals from the Arthean ships, those peaceful envoys. He thought their messages were simple greetings, but now he knew better. Hidden inside the peaceful words were strange patterns. Codes within codes, signals inside signals. For hours, Juno worked. He used every trick he knew to break the code. Then finally he saw it. A countdown. Not a normal timer. It was like a ticking bomb hidden in the airwaves. "Lin, you need to hear this," Juno whispered over the secure line. Captain Lin's voice was steady but urgent. "What is it, Juno? What did you find?" Juno swallowed hard. "It's a countdown. Something big is about to happen. I don't know what, but it's close. Hours, maybe days." Lin's heart raced. "Are you sure this isn't a mistake?" Juno shook his head. "No mistake. The aliens are planning something, and they don't want us to know." The room grew colder as Lin and her team met in secret. They had only days to prepare, and the whole world was still trusting the Artheans. Lin looked at her team. "We need proof. We need to warn the leaders. But if the aliens have control over our systems, who can we trust?" Suddenly, alarms sounded in the communication center. Juno's screen went dark. His signal was cut. Outside, the city lights flickered. A blackout hit parts of the city, silent and total. Lin's phone buzzed. A text. "They're coming." No name, no explanation, just those words. Lin clenched her fists. The countdown was real. The peaceful smiles were lies. But Earth was still blind, still asleep, and time was running out. The world seemed normal on the surface. People went to work, children played in parks, and life moved on. But something was wrong. Very wrong. In cities all over Earth, strange changes were happening. People who once questioned the Artheans now smiled and agreed with everything. Friends stopped arguing. Families grew quiet. Captain Lin and her team watched in horror. The aliens' peaceful promise was turning into a silent control. In one city, a reporter known for brave questions suddenly gave a speech praising the Artheans, words she never would have said before. Lin's hacker friend found the truth. The aliens were sending invisible signals into people's minds. The signals made people calm, too calm. They stopped thinking for themselves. Lin's team tried to warn the government, but the officials had changed too. They no longer listened. Some were even working with the aliens. Lin's team had no choice. They went off the grid, cutting all connections to the world. Using old radios and secret channels, they planned to fight the control, but the aliens were watching. Lin's location was found. One night, her safe house was surrounded. Armed men with strange weapons broke down the door. Lin and her team escaped just in time, but they knew the fight was just beginning. The shadows were closing in on Earth, and only a few still dared to fight. Deep in space, a small outpost sent a final message before falling silent. The peace is a trap. They've done this before. Captain Lin stared at the message. It was a warning from another world, a world the Artheans had visited and conquered. She dug deeper and found the truth buried in old records. The Artheans were experts at hiding behind smiles. They offered peace to planets, gained their trust, and then took control without a fight. The leaders on those planets didn't know what hit them until it was too late. Their armies turned against their own people. Their cities became prisons. Their freedom was stolen by gentle lies. Lin's heart raced. Earth was next. She gathered her team in a secret base. They lied to everyone. We can't trust anything they say. We have to wake the world before Earth becomes another lost planet. But the challenge was huge. The Artheans controlled the news, the governments, and even the people's minds. The whole world was blind. Lin looked at her team. We must fight, in the shadows. Find the truth and show it. Only then can we save Earth. The greatest battle would not be with guns or ships, but with truth. And time was running out. Earth was quiet. But behind the scenes, something was stirring. Captain Lin and her team had found old secrets, hidden weapons, ancient warships, and powerful AI systems that had been kept secret for decades. The leaders who trusted the Artheans didn't know these things existed. Lin sent a message into space, not with words but with power. From hidden bases in asteroids, old warships came alive. Their engines roared after years of silence. Earth's secret fleets prepared for a fight the galaxy thought would never come. The Artheans smiled still, believing Earth was weak, trusting, and ready to surrender. They were wrong. Lin's team worked, fast, activating Black Ops AI to scan for alien control signals and protect people's minds. Earth was waking up, and the first strike would surprise the galaxy. The Artheans didn't know Earth had prepared for their lies. When the human fleets moved in silence, it was clear. The real battle was about to begin. The alien command ship floated peacefully in space, its leaders still smiling. They thought Earth was weak and broken inside. But then, their calm was shattered. A sudden signal flashed across their screens. You lied to the wrong species. From the dark corners of the solar system, Earth's fleets appeared. Silent, strong, and deadly. Hidden warships rose from behind asteroids and old space stations. The Artheans scrambled, but it was too late. The humans struck first. With precise attacks, they destroyed alien control centers and freed the minds of many captured planets. The aliens' peaceful image shattered like glass. Captain Lin led the strike team from her ship, eyes burning with determination. This is what happens when you underestimate humanity, she said. The galaxy watched in shock. Earth was no longer the weak planet they thought it was. The war had begun. The alien leaders fell to their knees, fear clear in their eyes. Their smiles were gone. They begged for peace once more, this time with trembling voices. They promised to leave Earth alone, to never try to control it again. But Captain Lin stood tall before them, calm and strong. Earth does not kneel, she said quietly. Not to liars, not to those who take freedom away. She looked at the galaxy watching them all. Peace will come only on our terms. The message was clear. Humanity was no longer the planet to be fooled or conquered. They had shown the stars their true strength, fierce, smart, and unbreakable. The Artheans and other alien races learned a new truth that day. Never offer Earth peace with smiles, because Earth will answer with fire, and the galaxy would never forget the day humanity woke up.